Alright kids, this is the Devil's Triangle. I am in an EcoBoost Mustang. There's 30 of us. 30 of us. I chose to be the caboose this time. We're gonna run it faster on our next run. So hopefully everything goes smooth. With 30 people, it's kind of a lot, so I chose to be at the back. So if I do get tired of going super slow, all I'll do is just hang back, kick back, and just cruise for a little bit, which I'm not upset about or mad. So sit back and enjoy the soundtrack of some of these. This Cobra up here is definitely not stock. I can tell when he pulled into the meeting spot that he had a little something going on. So just sit back and enjoy these sounds. You want to enjoy mine because it's an EcoBoost, but this guy in front of us, whoo. After these switchbacks where everybody goes 5 miles an hour. They also kick up rocks too as they come around some of these. Ooh, okay. Smell of burning rubber. So the good thing about the Devil's Triangle is the fact that it's not as popular as like the Tail of the Dragon, for example. Because it's a less popular road, not a lot of people know about it. So if we wanted, like after lunch, we're gonna bomb the shit out of this because not everybody knows about this road and it's not as populated. So it's super fun. Like just the entire road. It's very easy to get some speed, and some corners are deceiving. Drawbacks is there's normally stuff that is on the road. So for example, the stick that you saw, or like piles of rocks. I mean, every time we've come up here, I've come up here with many different groups. Every time we come up, there's usually some sort of, you know, object that's in the road. We've never come across wildlife, knock on wood. But another thing that people don't realize is if you do come up here, people actually live on this road. So you do have to watch out for domestic animals like cats and dogs, that sort of thing. So it's not the safest road to drive fast, but it's definitely fun if you like spirited runs. People that come up here with an ego or something to prove are definitely the ones that are going to be more geared to get in trouble or get in danger. But I mean, as long as you go with a good group that you know, it's super fun. Not being super populated like the Dragon is, you know, you do get those objects in the road, and the road isn't as maintained as the Dragon, even though it's not really super maintained, but it's definitely not as populated. So there's less people up here to, you know, call and complain, or, you know, whatever the issue may be. Now, here's a good shot of a good bunch of us. You know, like I said, there's 27, I believe, almost 30. So there's a good group. Not sure what the issue is. There's probably something in the road. I just hope nobody drives over their limit today, which is why we're doing the normal, you know, decently paced run, you know, cruise, and then we'll do the sprint, you know, after. it is 75 degrees in Tennessee, and today is November 5th. Yeah, November 5th. So everything just worked out, because I mean, November in Tennessee is normally, you know, highs of 60s, like mid 60s. Like the past week, it's been relatively mild. I wouldn't say this warm, but normally, you know, 65 is normally the high, and right now it's 75. So couldn't have asked for a better day for a cruise. That's an old mine, or I'm sorry, not a mine, but it's an old coal plant. I believe it was shut down in the 60s or 70s, and so far from what I've been told, it shut down for like some Cleaner Air Act. I'm sure, you know, somebody can give the full story, like maybe in the comments or something, but talked to one of my good friends, Jordan, from Bankrupt Motorsports, about it, just because I sent him a link a couple years ago when we ran this road. We actually explored a little bit back there. Don't tell anybody, but I asked him about the steel, just because, you know, it's just been sitting there decaying and corroding. Could be worth something, but who knows? It may cost more to, you know, come and take it all out and do something with it, but I don't know. There's I do know that there's an abandoned train back behind there that, you know, we may or may not have explored. Hopefully that doesn't give people a reason to go back up in there, because there's now no trespassing signs, and it is Tennessee, where people will shoot first and ask questions later. But it's pretty cool back there. This right here is probably my favorite section coming from the other direction, just because, you know, it's a little bit of a decline on the way back, a little bit of an incline going this way, and, you know, coming from the other direction, you can really see around some corners and carry some speed. Of course, the speed limit, which is, I believe, either 30 or 35, somewhere in there. I have a semi-viral Instagram video coming through here with my friend Johnny, through this little section here. It's probably only, you know, a minute long, but he'd never been down this road, and, you know, I was getting some speed, following lane. I slowed down for something. I couldn't remember what it was, but pretty good clip. It's on the realisticvisuals.rv Instagram page. Fun little road. One of the top, I would say one of the top, you know, 5 here in East Tennessee. my favorite's obviously, not obviously, but it's probably the Tail of the Dragon, just because, I mean, the corners are a little bit sharper, the road is a little bit more maintained. There's usually photographers up there. There's definitely more pull-offs. You don't have to worry too much about like rocks or sticks in the road. And other times here anyway, we're really close to Windrock, I believe, and we see ATVs on the roads quite a bit. And actually, there's one coming up in the distance behind us. But this road's still pretty fun. You know, here's another example of a reason that the Devil's Triangle is not super ideal for speed and the lack of maintenance on the road. And actually, that ATV's pulling off. He may be getting it out of the road. If he is, you're the goat, man. But anyway, other than here or the Devil's Triangle, or wow, we're on the Devil's Triangle here, or the Tail of the Dragon, or like Cherry Hollow Skyway, 421, the Rattler, like any of those are probably, oh, and the Snake. Those are probably the top 5 over here in the East Tennessee area. I know the Rattler isn't in Tennessee, it's in North Carolina, but I mean, it's close enough to, you know, do a day trip, and then we get some of our North Carolina friends to come out and run that. Now we're getting more into the foresty area. There's quite a bit of switchbacks coming up through here. It's another little, you know, part of my favorite section. Not super switchbacky, but you know, you can really get in and load some corners up through here. You definitely wind either up or down the mountain through this section. I usually run it the opposite way, just to get the switchbacks out of the way, just because it's normally the most fun. And then, you know, there's a couple like smoother sections that we've already been through that are just more laxed. But for me, usually either going up or down the mountain's the most fun. Trying to stay back too, because it's not that I drive aggressively, it's just, you know, to make video look better, I'll normally try to stay back, or to make video look better, I'll normally try to get up on somebody, just because, I mean, for video it looks better, especially filming with a GoPro. That's going to be a caution coming the other way, all those leaves in the road. Ooh, yeah, this is going to be a slide zone. Keep that in mind. Good part about fall, though. guys okay? Yeah, buddy. And we have arrived at, I think it's called Smoky Mountain State Penitentiary. We've had lunch here before. It's basically a open, well, penitentiary. It's abandoned, not really abandoned, but it's not in use anymore. But I know they have a couple shops and whatnot. They have a diner in there. That's where we're gonna eat. We're gonna stop and have lunch. It's gonna be, 30 plus of us, so that should be fun. But give you an idea of our lineup that we have here as soon as we get pulled in. Oh boy, I'm not gonna make that. Yeah, you come on. Look at that wing though. Oh, that's probably that same Miata that passed us earlier. Switch over here to the phone view to give you an idea. I know the GoPro doesn't do very good, but give you guys a little idea of what we're working with. Boy, oh boy. Gene and his supercharged beauty. I mean, there's just so many of us. But yeah, we're gonna stop and have lunch. Probably wait for Sherry and the other guy that was in front of me to go ahead and pull off, and then on to the fun run.